Now the home under the ground. All the boys except Peter are here, and Wendy has the head of the table.
It is a pretend meal this evening, with nothing on the table. Not a mug, nor a crust, nor a spoon.
Come on.
Silence! Is your plate empty slightly?
Not quite empty.
He is not even begun.
I complain of nibs.
I don't suppose Michael would let me be dunce.
No, it's awfully difficult to be dunce.
Nibs ate all the bread rolls.
Slightly is coughing on the table.
I complain of nibs.
I complain of Slightly.
You two
Come on,
always
shut up.
arguing.
I don't really
want to go to bed
You've eaten all
You're
the bread
being
rolls, you know. You
nice.
always
That
do
is
this. I
quite
don't
easy.
understand. What is it?
Children, I think.
John raises his hand.
Well, John?
May I sit in Peter's chair, as he is not here?
In your father's chair? Certainly not.
He is not really our father. He did not even know how to be a father till I showed him.
I complain of John.
If anyone
come
sits
on,
in
let's
that chair,
please, please,
That is
Yeah.
quite enough complaining, my
Michael,
children.
sit down.
Children, I hear your father's step.
Peter often wanders away alone, and when he comes back, you are never absolutely certain whether he has had an adventure or not. Sometimes he comes home with his face scratched and tells Wendy.
And she listens politely, but she is never quite sure, you know. Indeed, the only one who is sure about anything on the island is Peter.
Any sport, Peter?
2 tigers and a pirate.
Where are the heads?
In the bag.
Oh,
Wendy peers into the bag. Yes, they are beauties.
Mummy, we all want to dance.
As it is Saturday night.
When they want to do anything special, they say that it is Saturday night.
Is it Saturday night, Peter?
Oh, I don't know.
What's wrong?
It is only pretend, isn't it? That I am their father,
Well, you do make a good one.
but not really.
Well, no. What are your exact feelings for me, Peter?
You are so puzzling.
The curtain of the fairy chamber opens, and Tink, who's been eavesdropping, tinkles a laugh of scorn.
I almost agree with her.
Nibs is a best dancer and performs mightily on the bed.
Then there is a hurried pillow fight, and finally they all turn to Wendy.
Mummy, tell us the story you promised to tell as soon as we were in bed.
As far as I can see, you are not in bed yet.
They scramble into the bed, and the effect is like a box full of sardines.
Well, there was once a gentleman.
Oh, I wish he had been a lady.
I wish he had been a white rat.
Quiet. There was a lady also. The gentleman's name was Mr. Darling, and the lady's name was Mrs. Darling.
I knew them.
I think I knew them.
They were married, you know. And what do you think they had?
White rats?
No, they had a faithful nurse called Nana.
What a funny name.
But Mr. Darling, or was it Mrs. Darling, was angry with her and chained her up in the yard. So all their children flew away. They flew away to the Neverland where the lost boys are.
I thought they did. I just thought they did.
Wendy, was one of the lost boys called Tootles?
Oh, yes, he was.
Nibs, I'm in a story!
A little less noise there.
Now, I want you to consider the unhappy parents when all their children flew away. Think of the empty beds.
It's awfully sad.
Now, any child would be scared to run away from home.
I say, would all children be scared? I think there is one who would not be.
Yes, of course, I had forgot. There is one boy who is never scared.
I thought so.
But our heroine was, and she began to long for home. She knew that her mother would always leave the window open for her children to fly back, so...
Oh, no. Oh, Wendy, you are wrong about mothers. The windows back home will be barred.
Oh, Wendy, let us go back.
John, Michael,
You're not to leave us, Wendy.
We must.
Not tonight.
I won't let you go.
I'm just Tootles, and nobody minds me, but if anyone does not behave for Wendy, I will blood him severely.
Oh, dear ones, if you will all come with me, I feel sure I can get my father and mother to adopt you.
Won't they think us rather a handful?
Oh, no. It will only mean having your beds in the drawing room.
Everything depends on Peter.
Peter, may we go?
All right.
Will you make the arrangements?
If you wish it, Tinkerbell will take you across the sea.
A shrill tinkle from the boudoir means, and drop her into it.
We must leave at once.
They scurry off to dress for the adventure.
Get your clothes, Peter.
I am not going with you, Wendy.
The lost boys run back gaily, each carrying a stick with a bundle on the end of it.
Peter isn't coming.
Peter not coming?
Why, Peter?
I just want always to be a little boy and to have fun.
There is a general fear that they are perhaps making the mistake of their lives.
Are you ready, Tink? Then lead the way.
Tink darts up any tree.
Boys, goodbye.
Peter, you will remember about your medicine, won't you?
She puts something into a shell and leaves it on a ledge between two of the trees. It is only water, but she measures it out in drops.
Goodbye.
The travellers start upon their journey, not knowing that Hook and his crew lie in wait above. The children are plucked from their trees, thrown like bales of hay from one pirate to another, and tied up to prevent them flying away.
The only one treated differently is Wendy, whom Hook escorts on his arm with hateful politeness. This only increases her fascination with this dark and sinister man, the man who so often appeared in her nursery stories. His eyes, she sees, are full of a terrible melancholy. She is so fascinated that she forgets to scream, holding her tongue as he sneers.
Away with the lot. He signs to his dogs to be gone, and they steal away through the wood.
Below, Peter is on the bed, asleep, no weapon near him.
Above, Hook, armed to the teeth.
Don't be too much alarmed by this. It is precisely the situation Peter would have chosen if the whole thing were pretend.
Hook finds Peter's tree. He sees the medicine shell, and to Wendy's draught he adds 5 drops of his own poison, distilled when he was weeping from the red in his eye.
Hook worms his way upwards, and winding his cloak around him, as if to conceal his person from the night, of which he is the blackest part, he stalks moodily toward the lagoon.
A dot of light flashes past him and darts down the nearest tree, looking for Peter. Only for Peter. Quite indifferent about the others when she finds him safe.
Who is that?
Tink tells her tale in one long ungrammatical sentence.
Wendy and the boys captured by the pirates?
Tink alights near the shell and rings out a warning cry.
Oh, that's just my medicine. I promised Wendy to take it, and I will.
Tink sees its red colour, and remembers the red in the pirate's eye, nobly swallowing the drink as Peter is reaching for it.
Why, Tink, you've drunk my medicine.
She flutters strangely about the room, answering him now in a very thin tinkle.
It was poisoned, and you drank it to save me. Oh, Tink, dear Tink, are you dying?
You silly ass.
He has never called her dear Tink before, and for a moment she alights on his shoulder, gives him a loving bite, and falls.
Her light is going out.
He throws out his arms, perhaps to all the boys and girls dreaming of the Neverland, all the children of whom he is not one.
I believe in fairies. Hello, say quick that you believe. If you believe, clap your hands.
Many children clap, and there is a rush of nanas to the nursery to see what on earth is happening.
And Tink is saved! Already married with not a thought of those who have saved her.
Peter ascends his tree as if he were shot up it. What he is feeling is Hook or me this time.
He takes wing,